In this evening's KX Conversation, if you're looking to get healthier, much of that starts with eating healthier. Joining us to talk about that is Katie Jonke with Bismarck-Burley Public Health. Katie, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me tonight.
So March, among many other things, is National Nutrition Month, and the chance to develop some healthy habits. How can somebody go about doing that, especially when they're living a lifestyle that might be on the go?
So this year's theme is Beyond the Table, which I really love because it takes us to the outside where we do spend a lot of our time, on the go, in the car, at activities. So taking our meals away from the table. And it is important to eat our meals at home, at the table, whenever possible. But the reality is we're all on the go. And so really looking at your nutrition at those times.
A lot of it, especially when you talk to families and everything, it's a question of how much time they have, a matter of just sensible planning ahead. Does a lot of that really go into it, really, of just trying to know where you're going to be and just kind of scheduling and meal prepping, so to speak?
Absolutely. Meal prepping, having healthy snacks always available, and snacks don't have to be complicated. It's pairing, a fruit and a vegetable with a protein choice, or having some nuts and trail mix ready to go. So some of those things that are easy to pack that can provide a nutrition punch and make it easy to take on the go too. And so you don't have to overcomplicate things, but meal prepping, grocery planning and shopping ahead of time can really be beneficial.
Okay, and I see you have a little visual there. Do you want to show us what that's all about?
So this is our My Plate. This is what we use in the nutrition world, and it's a great visual just to show how we should be filling our plates. Half of our plates, fruits and veggies, that's kind of the key takeaway. Room for protein, grains, and dairy. Incorporating all the food groups is really the important message. We don't want to exclude any food group because they all give us nutrients that are beneficial for our bodies.
And this time of year, especially when you talk about the month of March, we're getting closer to spring. It's temperatures get a little more enjoyable to be and spend time outside and everything. As the kids, still a few more months of school left and everything. Is this as good a time as any for parents to really sit down and talk about this?
So it's always a great time to talk about nutrition. It's a great month for us to really put it out there and promote it. Getting the kids involved in the kitchen, talking about nutrition. We're finding that kids and young teens are really taking a interest in the foods that they're eating and where your foods are coming from, right? So supporting local foods, growing your own food if you can. We have a lot of great local producers and farmers that support our community and our state, and we're lucky to have that in North Dakota and in Bismarck. And so really taking an interest in your local food community is an important piece too, because when we know where our food comes from, we know it's more nutritious too, and it tastes better.
And aside from just nutrition, it's also about cutting down on waste. Can you tell us what are some good ways to do that?
Absolutely. Food waste is a huge thing that we're seeing. And so that's really having a plan, right? Instead of calling them leftovers, call them planned overs. You make extra chicken. What are you going to do with that after eating? That is your main course. Where are you going to put it then? Is it in salads and wraps? And having a plan to incorporate it so that you aren't wasting food or cooking less and portion control.
Talking about that, it's a good chance to talk about that. Get your kids involved, whether it's joining together to help out for dinner time and dinner wherever you take it, even if it's away from the table. Our guest once again is Katie Jonke from Bismarck-Burley Public Health. Katie, thanks so much again for being here.
Thank you for having me tonight.